Okay, so we have created the roles like editor, publisher, and writer, but how do we specify which role is assigning which access levels? So you need the permissions. So if I create a new role like admin, so I have to give admin all of the permissions. Likewise, for the editor, we don't want editor to publish the post, or you want, yeah, you can do that. But how we will do all these things? For that, we have to create the permission system. So with that, I'm your host Sarthak, and this is a channel where I talk about Laravel and the cool thing about Laravel. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So for that, we need permissions, model, migration, everything. So let's just dive into all these things. So we don't have anything related to permissions. So we have to start from scratch. So firstly, I will go to my terminal, and here I will type PHP artisan make model, and every model is inside this model folder, and if it is related to admin side, we will place it inside admin folder. So I will say model slash admin slash the model name permission. Okay, and we also want the migration, so I will say dash m, and one resource controller, so dash r. Everything is inside one line. So now hit enter and it will create it everything. Let's see, model is here, permission model is here inside this model and admin folder, and let's check out the controller. Oops, controller is outside, so I think that should be inside admin. So let's move it inside, not rename, I have to move it. Okay, so that should be slash admin, and now I will go and change its namespace also, so otherwise it will give error. Okay, so here we have the model, we have controller. Now check out the migration. So migration is here. Okay, so permission, what we need in the permission is just like create post, update post, or instead of that I will reverse it, post create, post update, post delete, everything. And also we need to create users, the CRUD part of user, so user create, user delete, everything. So I think this looks like we need a string field, and that should be our permission name. So I will just say name because it's inside the permission table, so obviously the name has to be related to permission. Okay, and along with this, what I need a table which is related to permission and the role. Okay, so here I will create permission underscore role table, and here we don't need any incremental id. If you need, that doesn't matter. So what I will do, I will just delete it, and here we need one integer for I will say role underscore id, that should be underscore, and one is for permission underscore id, and I think we even don't need this timestamps also. Okay, so that should be here, and everything is set. Let's create this migration. So I have to go to terminal, I will say php artisan migrate, and you can see we don't have here any field or any table called permission or permission underscore role. So hit enter, and migrating and migrated. Let's refresh, and yes, we have permissions table and permission underscore role table. Okay, so now it's very nice. So what else we have to do? We have created these things. Now we have to work on our permission part. So here we have, so here I think we can create a new tab called permissions. So as we always do, let's just close this migration. Let's just search for sidebar.blade, and here we have. So here instead of this role, I will say permissions. Oh, where we have, yeah, here. So permissions, and that should be permissions. Okay, and now we have created the permissions resource controller. So I will say permission, so permission dot index, so that should be here, and let's create that resource controller route here. So that should be, I think, after role, because it's related to role. So just after role, I will say permission routes, and that should be admin slash permission and role controller. No, it's not role controller, it's permission controller. Okay, so we have the sidebar. Let's refresh, and yes, we have the permissions. And if I click here, it's now giving error which says http controller admin controller not found. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's see on the permission controller. I think there is some issue because we have moved the permission controller. So let's open the permission controller. Where it is? Here it is. And it says controller not found. Yeah, because this extended controller is not found. So what I can do, I can just copy from any other controller and paste it here. Okay, and this is important thing. You can see we already getting this model as the permission because we are created this migration and the controller in a one line by creating the model only. So that's very nice. Okay, so if I now refresh, yeah, blank page, because in the index function we don't have anything. So we have to return view for admin dot permission dot show, as always we do. Okay, so admin dot permission dot show, and let's create this view. So let's open resource controller. No, let's open resource folder, views folder, admin, and here let's create let's copy and paste or simply duplicate this role folder, and I will say permission. Okay, so inside here we have this show.blade.php, and that should be not roles, that should be permission. So I will just change everywhere we have roles, I will say permissions. And what we need, we have to firstly change everywhere we have role. So here comes permission. Okay, and permission create, add new, that should be nice. And data table feature, permission name, edit, permissions, permission, everything is good. And you can see we have to pass the permissions from our model. So we have to go to controller, and here I will say permissions is equal to permission colon, that should be capital P, and obviously it has already included that permission model at the top, so that's not a problem. All, and here let's compact permission. Okay, permissions. So when I go and refresh, yeah, it's nice, but here comes the problem. We have to assign the permission to particular roles. So firstly, what we can do, we can create the permission, and when we assign or when we create the roles, when we create the new role, we have to assign the permission. So here comes the new thing. So firstly we will create the permission, and then we will assign it to roles. So I think in the couple of episodes we will do all these things. So let's go back, and if you are following me, you have seen that I'm using exactly same kind of views, because that will become a flow, and you will see every time you will create new things for CRUD part. Like we have created CRUD part for roles, we have created CRUD part for tag, everything is looks similar, and that is very important, because simplicity is the best part. So everything is simple, easy and same, then you don't have to worry about new looks and new front end developing things. Okay, so we have to create new permission. So how we will do that? Obviously, as we always do, the create dot blade is here, and that should be for the permission. So again, replace roles with permissions, and here comes role. So I will again copy and paste, not copy and paste actually, I will say select it, and then I will say permission dot store, and here also it will permission dot index, and now not role, that should be permission. It's okay, simple. So permission is good, so that should be here. And if I go here, and you can see if I click on the add new button, it will take me to the permission dot create, and here comes the permission dot create, and here we have to return view for what, for admin dot permission dot create. And it's very easy to understand all these things. So admin permission create, so very descriptive thing. Okay, so that's nice. Go back, refresh, click on add new, and yeah, we have this permission. So here, that's not okay, the placeholder is different, so let's change this, not show, create, and that should be permission. Okay, so permission is like post dash create, that is easy. So if I submit, it will submit, so submit to store function, and here we have this store function. So again, as we always do, we have to firstly validate request. So request, that should not be in quotes, so request comma, then array of the fields, oops, and the only field we have is name, which is required, and max will be 50 again, and unique for which table, permissions table. Always remember permissions table. Okay, go back, and firstly just submit blank, and yes, the name field is required, that's good. And here new permission, so permission is equal to new permission, the model. Okay, and then permission arrow name is equal to request arrow name. That should be very nice and very easy, and also time consuming. So then after return, redirect to route of which route, permission dot index, that should be dot. Okay, close this, and let's change this spelling, correct this spelling, permission. Okay, refresh, and I will say post dash create, and submit, and yes, post that dash create is here, the permission is here. Okay, so as we do the edit part and delete part, so firstly delete part is very easy, so firstly do that. So I will say permission colon colon, where id is dollar permission, and here delete, and it's done. And after that return, redirect to, if you can say back, you will do the back, and you will assign the route as we always do. So refresh, delete. Okay, and yeah, oh, it's not deleting. Let's see what happening here. So I will say dollar, firstly return $permission. Okay, and if I delete, let's see what we are getting. We are getting, okay, we are actually getting the instance of the permission, whole permission, because I think in the show dot blade for the permission we have, where is that, delete part is here, and permission arrow id we are giving. Okay, so it doesn't matter, let's use it as a permission arrow id and go back. Let's go back again, delete. Okay, and yes, it's deleted. So very nice. Let's once more create. So post arrow dash create, created. Now the edit part. So edit part is here. We have to return view of admin dot permission dot edit, again a descriptive system. Okay, and here what we have to do, we have to firstly get the permission. So permission, and that permission has to be from our database and find by id, and as we have seen that we have to say $permission arrow id, because it's giving everything related to that permission. I think this is the, okay, so let's open show.blade, and inside this edit part we are giving permission arrow id. So let's just return this and we will see what we will get. So if I click on the edit, we are getting everything. That's nice, but it's okay. So we have to pass this. So compact permission, oops, permission, okay, and we have to create our edit part. So I will copy everything from create.blade for permission, and now open edit.blade for permission, select and paste. So everything is here, and instead of store I will say update, and as we are updating we need to give the permission arrow id. And again, as in the last episode of the role, we have seen that we have to give a method field that should be a put or a patch, doesn't matter what you can do. Okay, then the value we are getting the permission, so I will say permission arrow name here, and that's okay. Okay, so go back, edit, click on the edit part. Yeah, that's here. So let's say I want to update it's with a capital C. So when I submit, it will go to permission.update, and in the permission controller, here is the update. So I will say dollar, we have to firstly validate. So let's copy the validation from here, and that should be here, and it's not unique because it's already in the database, so we don't have to do much things. So let's again copy these things, and now if I, oops, not show, where is update, here. Okay, so here what I will do, I will paste, and now instead of new permission I will find it by id and then edit its field. So permission arrow id. Okay, and all these things are different in the, so all these things are a little different as we always do, because we are creating everything inline, so there has some changes, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have changed and we have updated, and let's do one thing here. I will say with I will say status, so status, or simply say message, and that message is permission updated success fully. Okay, and here this is a flash message, and if I go to my messages.blade, if I close this, the includes messages.blade, I am searching for the errors. But if I get any session having, so I will check first, has message, okay, then I will going to give this alert system, but not danger, it's like success. If you are not getting what I'm doing, just be patient, I will show you everything. So here I will say session and message. Okay, so let's now go click submit, and yes, we have this, but we are not getting again any message, because if I go to show.blade, so I have to open admin folder, inside permissions, show.blade, we have included the message. We don't have any message part here, included part. So what I will do, I think we have somewhere, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what I will do, I will just, after this data table with full feature, after this I will show that. So data table with full feature, is that written? Yeah, it's written here. So instead of this, what I will do, I will say let's first search for message. Yeah, we don't have, that's good. Okay, so at include, and include will be like admin dot, not admin, it's inside includes. So includes dot messages. Okay, so go back, refresh, edit, and update. Yeah, permissions successfully updated, or updated successfully. So that's very nice thing. So again, the delete part, we will pass the same kind of flash message like on the delete. So go back with all these things. So here, so permission deleted successfully, so that's good. And if I'm going to delete it, and yes, it's deleted, and because it's a flash message, when I refresh, it's gone. So again, create, oops, post dot capital C create, yes, it's created. Okay, so we have completed the CRUD part for the permission, and in the next episode we are going to assign the permission with the roles, and after that we will assign the roles with the user. So there is a chain for the permission, then the role, then the user, then the post, then the user in the front end. So all these things coming up in the next episodes. So stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe, like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Support me on patreon.com, and we will meet in the next episode. Till then, don't forget to share this video with your developer friends, so that everyone gets the knowledge of best thing called Laravel. Bye bye. Whew.